What is going on, everybody? Welcome back into the KellyCast. Mike's back. He's alive.
I'm back. I got traded too. Didn't make it through camp, guys.
Personally, I think Paul George could be traded for like half a bag of saltine crackers.
Not surprising. Not surprising. First things first, guys. Madden 24 available now for people who pre-ordered it, but Mike didn't, so he's not cool. But that's okay.
I did pre-order it, just not the deluxe edition, because that is I need that physical copy. It's got to go on a display. Remember Josh Allen? Come on, guys.
I don't know who that is. The Jags, Josh Allen, because you're obviously a Jags fan here.
Clearly, I was talking about him on the cover of 2024 this year.
Interesting. So we're going to start off today's show on a somber note, sadly. Running back Alex Collins passed away yesterday at the age of 28 in a motorcycle accident. There's still details coming out. Rest in peace, Mr. Alex Collins.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Take a moment of silence real quick.
Thanks, dog. Appreciate you. I know people can't hear that, but I can hear it, and I hate that thing. I love dogs. I love dogs. Just the one that's in this house, I do not. All right, Mike, let's get into the news that's been happening over the past couple of days, particularly yesterday. And we're going to start with the New York Jets acquiring James Cook's older brother, Mr. Dalvin Cook. It's a 1-year, $7 million deal. Now, you and me were on Facebook yesterday arguing with each other when we were in the same house. It didn't matter. I was downstairs, you were upstairs, and we were arguing about analytics and about numbers. So I'm going to read you Dalvin Cook's numbers from last year, and you tell me if you think that he's taking a step back.
Go ahead. I want to prove you wrong, but I didn't finish up on my research. So,
well, stop slacking. Over 1,100 rushing yards last year, 8 rushing touchdowns, and he averaged 4.4 yards per carry.
It's very good for a running back his age. I agree, but
how old do you think he is?
He's only like 27, right?
28.
28.
But people are acting like he's on the other side of 30, and I don't get it. He's not that old.
He isn't, but at his age, statistically, they decline, and they decline quickly. And that's just statistics, man. It happens. I mean,
it doesn't happen as often now as it used to.
There's your Peterson who can make it a few years longer than the typical running back, but I
don't think it's time to give up on him yet. I think once you hit 30, I'm on that wall.
So how long did it take him to get signed after he got released?
That's a fair point.
So it took the Jets this long to get him.
But I think the reason for that is he was either waiting for an injury at a camp, or he was waiting for the right situation. Maybe the Jets talked to him, a couple weeks ago, and said, hey, we want to bring you in, but this is the time we're looking to do it. There could be multiple things that happen.
Yeah, we'll never know that end, but I mean, he did he visit multiple teams? Remind me, I can't remember.
I'm not 100% positive. I think he did.
But the point is that 31 teams said no.
I don't think so. I don't think that's the case. I just think he was interested in certain teams, and this was one of the ones he was interested in. The Jets get another weapon. Tell you who this sucks for, and that's Breece Hall. Breece Hall was having a hell of a rookie season last year before he tore his ACL, and now you're telling me he's going to lose touches to Dalvin Cook.
Yeah, he is. And you know what? I have to mention real quick, since you mentioned somebody losing touches, all you Bills fans out there that are sitting there and mad that we didn't pick up the big brother, why would you want our young budding running back that we're going to get super cheap for 3 years? For 3 years. I'm sorry, the next 2 years, because he's already got a year under his belt, right? So the next at least 2 years minimum to give it up to the big brother. Why would you do that?
Well, Dalvin still didn't sign for anything. He signed for 1 year, $7 million. That's nothing.
$7 million's nothing for him, but why would you want to take touches from somebody who you can pay a lot cheaper and who can be just as productive?
I think it would have been cool to have brothers on the same team at the same position. I don't think that's ever happened.
It would have been ridiculously cool, but not realistic in the football world. It just you don't need 2 running backs of that type of caliber. And I feel the little brother can get there this year.
Remember, different skill sets. Dalvin's strong. Dalvin's a powerhouse. James is shifty. He's fast. He's quick.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to move on to your second favorite team. Obviously, the Jags is number one. Number two, the New England Patriots.
Ooh.
And why are the New England Patriots number two on your list? Because they signed Ezekiel Elliott yesterday.
No, and I'm mad at them for going there, but I will root for the end of your career now, Zeke. I'm sorry.
876 yards last year, scored 12 times, 1 year, $6 million contract.
Retirement. I don't want you to get hurt, buddy.
I think it's
not too bad.
It's
I think
interesting.
It's a fair contract for him.
Declining. He's declining. I can say
Absolutely.
that because his numbers tell me that.
1,000%.
On top of that, he was splitting touches with Tony Pollard last year. It makes sense for him to land in New England, right? A guy who has had character issues in the past. In Dallas, I remember at one point he was like with this girl who was flashing on the porch. And
Did you see his haircut? The new one going around?
I did. It's nice. It looks nice. I wish I could pull that off. But Elliott joins the Pats, and like I said, it makes sense because they lost Damian Harris, who obviously came here, and all they got is really Ramondre Stevenson. So this is nice. It gives you a little bit of a change of pace back. But
don't have to rely on McCorkle so much.
I want to get into what this video is all about, Mike, and that is recapping the Bills and Colts preseason matchup from last week. And let's start off with the players who didn't play. Of course, that being Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs not playing in this game. I don't think we were angry by it, but I think we wanted to see them play, right?
Who doesn't want to see them play, but who wants them to get hurt this early in the season? So come on.
It is what it is.
In the history since I've been watching, I don't think they've started the starting star quarterbacks in the first game, anyways, ever.
Well, a lot of players played this week. We'll get into that in the second video. So
You're right.
So we shall see. But I noticed, Mike, one of the problems watching that game with you was the offensive line. Now, the first team offensive line performed well, and I was happy with that.
Mm-hmm.
But as soon as you saw the backup start to get some time, I noticed bad players getting playing time. What do you think?
What do I think? I think that I was very distracted, and you got to pay a lot more attention to the game than I did. But
I wonder whose fault that was.
Kids gotta love them.
I was keeping your son occupied. I don't want to hear it.
Not when he wanted chicken nuggets every 10 minutes.
Man.
Yeah, man. They definitely were, as McDermott had said in the press conference, they were sloppy.
They were sloppy. Sloppy is the word, Mike.
Clean it up.
Too many penalties. You know how many penalties the Bills committed against the Colts?
Way too many, and I think last year they did the same thing in the preseason, and they got a lot of penalties last year, more than what they did the year before.
I don't have those numbers.
I don't have them either, but I'm just going based off of memory, so don't take me for at my word.
Listen closely to the best podcaster in the world, according to one of my fans out there. Don't listen to his memory. Just don't take it. But there was 8 penalties committed by the Bills for a total of 59 yards. The Colts only committed 4.
It's almost reminiscent of the Rex Ryan days.
No, don't say that.
With the penalties, man, it was bad.
No,
it was bad.
No. With Rex Ryan, we were committing over 100 yards in penalties. This is 59.
Okay, fair.
I remember penalties aplenty.
Okay.
Because Rex Ryan's defense was undisciplined. And that's where the penalties were coming from. There was always a play when the cornerback wouldn't get his head turned around and we get called for pass interference on a 60-yard bomb. And then I wanted to cry. And maybe I did cry, but I forget,
We always forget when we cry, don't we?
Yes, we do. One Bills player that I think stood out to me, especially on that first drive, was James Cook. And really, I just noticed the explosiveness that we drafted him for. I want him to get more playing time this year. I think he needs to be running back 1. Damian Harris or whoever else, Latavius Murray, I don't care who it is, can play second fiddle. They can get some touches, but I want James Cook in there as the primary back.
I couldn't agree more, and all signs point to that. So He didn't play much, but you got to give him touches because he didn't get them last year.
Mm-hmm.
So
he didn't play much, but he scored.
He's going to play a little bit more.
He scored.
In the preseason than typical.
He had a lot of carries too. You got to remember that Bills' first drive was all runs, and then the second drive he comes out and he gets a couple more. So he did have quite.
I missed the first drive picking up the kid. Remember?
Well, you should have hurried up.
Hurry up, offense.
A rookie, Mike, led the team in tackles. Dorian Williams, the linebacker they selected this year, led the team with 6 tackles. I thought that was interesting. Obviously, the Bills come away with the win, 23-19. Matt Barkley performed really well. I think he's going to win the backup QB job. Kyle Allen looked bad. Now, that's not to say that Kyle Allen is bad. He's learning a new system. This is his first year here in Buffalo. I think it's very difficult. But if he doesn't perform over these next 2 games, I think that is going to be Barkley's job. McDermott also said in the press conference that was an open competition for the backup quarterback spot.
I'm glad that he said that because definitely, Barkley's been in the league forever and ever.
Long time.
But he's been in our system, so he's definitely got the leg up on him. How long has Allen been in the league?
Speaking of legs, Tyler Bass had a pretty good game. He missed one. He missed one, but the wind kind of took it. Josh Allen going into year 7 in the NFL. You should know that.
Not Josh.
Okay.
Kyle. We're talking about backups. 6 years?
5 maybe? It's less than Josh. I know that.
Okay, so
You come up with questions that I'm not prepared for. You got to do better with.
What do you mean I got to do better?
Hey, Dan, what about this?
How do I know where your conversation is going to lead?
You know where your conversation's going to lead.
No, I don't. Not until it comes off the tongue. Never know what's going to come out of my mouth.
Oh, that's true. Guys.
But he's been in 6 leagues, 6 years, on at least a couple different teams, more than likely. Of course, my research is terrible. But learning a new system should be quicker for him.
No.
Yeah, it should be.
No, it's a complicated system.
Says who? How do you know? You got the playbook?
No, but I've heard him say it. I've heard Josh say it. I've heard Matt say it. I've heard the offensive coordinator say it. We've seen him struggle. It's not like he's played bad everywhere else, but he looked bad.
Yeah.
Guys, if you haven't already, please be keeping up with the Countdown to 2023 series posted every day here on the channel up until the Monday Night Football showdown with the New York Jets. Keep up with the Facebook channel, the KellyCast on Facebook. There's posts every day. I've been keeping up with it. Mike keeps up with it sometimes as well. It depends on the day.
As much as I can.
But we want to thank you for coming out and listening to our thoughts on the Bills and Colts and the news of the week. We appreciate it. I'm Dan Kelly.
And I'm Mike Kelly.
This time he knew the timing. Good for him. We'll see you next time.